So one tool that we found completely essential for distance learning is a program called Zoom. Now, there's lots of different ways that you can pay for this, so if you have a district that will pay for it, then by all means. But we are doing quite well with the basic free version. So you can have up to 100 participants, which hopefully you don't have class sizes anywhere near that. You can have one-on-one meetings with students or with colleagues or whoever, and the time, it's unlimited time is what they're talking about here. Or if you have anything that's more than 2 people, it's 40-minute time limit, which you can pay to have longer time limits, but a 40-minute lesson is still pretty good, and for the free, you can't complain. So this has an unlimited number of meetings, so you can Zoom 20 times a day if you'd like, and it actually just works really, really well. So you can do it through the internet. I think it's a lot easier to download the app from the App Store and go from there. So let me go to home. So it'll look something like this, and you can join someone else's meeting. You can start a meeting right now, or what I almost always do is schedule. So you click schedule a meeting, and you can just put in the time, the date, time. Again, it's 40 minutes, so if I put in from 10 to, let's say I try to say 10 to 11, um, this is, it usually will yell at you. It's not right now for some reason. It'll usually pop up and say that this is longer than your 40-minute limit. So, and you can choose to turn that off, which I may have done. And you choose whether you want the video on or off. A lot of people do it differently. I like to see my students so that I can, first of all, see that they're paying attention. I also miss my students, so I like to see them. But what a lot of students have told me is that if you have a large group, it can be distracting, because instead of listening to you, they're looking at each other and making silly faces at each other. So you can decide whether you want the participants to be off. You certainly will want audio. It automatically adds it to one of your calendars, which, to be honest, I find quite annoying, but when you create it, you can just hit cancel. And then for advanced options, you can have a waiting room, join before host. I don't ever do those. But the other thing is that some people's microphones pick up a lot of stuff. So if they're at home and there's stuff going on at home, a lot of times their computer will pick up the noises around them. So you can say mute on entry, and they can still talk if you address them. They just have to click the unmute button, and then they can talk and they can mute again. And then you can also automatically record the meeting on your computer, which is really nice if you have not all the students can make it. So you can actually record it, and then you can send the video to them. Again, you may have to compress the file size a little bit, but I made a video on that. So then you just click schedule, and then when you get that, you'll see all of these things. And then once you have a meeting, you can just click copy invitation and email it to them, or you can actually do show the meeting invitation, and it'll show you all of the stuff here, and it will actually give a website with the number. It's easier to just basically copy this link right here and send the link to your students. I usually just do this top part right here and copy and paste this into an email, and that way they can just click on this thing right here and it takes them right into the Zoom. They don't have to enter the number and do all of those things. So it is really fantastic. Once you're in the meeting, there's all sorts of different things you can do, which I can't show you without actually being in a meeting, but I'm sure there's lots of ways that you can use this. You can either have them just see you, and then there'll be a little picture-in-picture up at the top of the screen, so anyone who talks, their picture will come up, and that's a little less distracting for students. Or you can do gallery view so that you can see all of the students and they can see you. You can also share your screen, so you can do like a PowerPoint or look at a textbook or any of those kinds of things. Anything that's on your laptop you can share with them, which just makes it really easy to hold an online live class.